Welcome to Zen with Gwen meditation sessions. Hi, I'm Gwendolyn. This will be a listening meditation. That means that I won't be interrupting to talk very much at all. I'll give you some tips as we go to get the most out of your listening meditation and a couple different philosophies about how a listening meditation can be done. But other than that, it's up to you to listen. I would also like to highlight that this style of meditation does not emphasize clearing your mind. It's more about focused concentration on the sense of sound. So let's get into it. Traditionally, this one is done sitting up tall. Of course, you might like to sit on a cushion. Over time, it does get easier to sit on the floor on a cushion, but not for everyone and not all the time. So please do whatever you need to be able to be comfortable yet alert for the duration of our time together. We'll take a couple deep breaths in and out to settle our minds and transition from whatever you've been doing up until now into a more meditative mindset. And you may like to start by setting an intention for our time together. Now let's start by opening up your ears to all the sounds nearby. Noticing the most obvious sounds and putting a name to them. So you might think, oh, that's the furnace kicking in. Or you might even be able to hear it's really windy where I am right now. Any other sounds that are really sticking out and you can give them a name, go for it. And once you've named those sounds, searching for more subtle sounds that you can name. So stretching your ears, almost like you're squinting your sense of hearing to other sounds around you that are less noticeable. And if you can name the sounds, go for it. Now let's bring the sounds in closer, noticing any sounds that are coming from you. You may be aware of the sound of your breathing. This is why Ujjayi breath or ocean breath can be a great meditation tool. It helps you to focus your attention on the sound of your own breath. You may feel that you can hear your heart beating in your ears. You may notice sounds of digestion, if you're fidgeting, whatever sounds that creates. And the same thing, you may like to name these sounds as well. Now let's try a different technique. For this, we'll just let the sounds wash over us. So you don't need to name the sound. I like to picture it sort of like I'm in a force field. I'm surrounded by a protective bubble, and the sound waves are coming to me, but since I'm in a protective bubble, they just pass right through me, meaning that they have no effect on me. They don't sway my mood one way or another, and I don't have any control over them. But it doesn't matter. They just pass right through. And let's try one more. For this one, we sort of just open our ears up again. Whatever sounds reach our ears, we'll make note of them. But we'll do the opposite this time. We won't give them a name. We'll pay attention to all of the raw qualities of sound. You may find it of benefit to name whether it's a loud, quiet, tinny, airy, rumbly sound, whatever that might be. Or you may like to imagine that you are an alien on this planet and you've never heard these sounds before, maybe picturing yourself as a newborn instead. This is the first time you have heard these sounds and you're receiving them with fresh ears. And lastly, let's finish with some time spent here just letting our attention flit from sound to sound as you notice them. It may be helpful to acknowledge again that you have no control over the sounds, and yet they have no effect on you. You may notice that you like certain sounds or don't like certain sounds, at which point, again, it may be helpful to note, oh, that's my liking mind, or that's my disliking mind. You may like to visualize that you are riding the waves of sound, the same way that we would ride a wave in the ocean. Please stay in this space for as long as you like. I always like to give you a little congratulations for choosing to carve out this time for your own health and well-being. I am so proud of you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. From my light to yours, namaste.